everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Hala from Syria. I'm a belly dance teacher, choreographer and performer. Today I'm going to begin this English series of belly dance for beginners. For all my non-Arab followers who cannot understand a word I'm saying in my other classes. Today I'm going to start with the basic movement of the hips and the basic posture that we have to hold on to during belly dancing. If you're ready, let's go. The basic posture of belly dance, we need to make sure our feet are flat on the floor at all times. For now, I need you to make sure your feet stay flat, but later when you're more comfortable with the movements and you know where they originate from, you can lift your feet off the floor. But for now, make sure they stay flat. Your knees need to be bent for most of the movements, and your pelvis needs to be tucked in using your lower abdominal muscles. Your chest needs to be out. Your shoulders need to be relaxed down, pressed down to make this very open and very elegant. And also your arms need to be bent slightly on the side from the elbow. Your hands need to be always facing outwards and relaxed. Never break them down, never clench your fist this way, okay? You need to make sure you stay in this posture for a while to get used to it because it's a bit strange and unfamiliar if you're a beginner, of course. So I recommend you count 15 seconds and then you break out of the posture and then stay 15 and break out of the posture this way. So we stay in, pelvis in, chest out, knees bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So let's do it from the side, same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you will understand when I begin to explain the hip movements why we stay in this posture. The knees being bent allow the movement of the hips up and down without changing the level where our head stays and without lifting our feet off the floor. This is our range of motion. Without bending the knees, we have no range of motion. So you need to make sure your knees are bent for most of the movements, okay? So let's start with the first movement, which is hip lifts and drops. When your right hip goes up, your left one goes down, and when your left one goes up, your right one goes down. That's why they work together. So a hip lift is the same thing as a hip drop, but for the different hip, for the other hip. So if my right is doing a hip lift, my left is doing a hip drop. If my left is doing a hip lift, my right is doing a hip drop, okay? So basically, if you are facing the audience from an angle, you can show this one hip lifting and dropping. The other hip is also working, but you cannot see it. So it's assisting this hip to showcase one movement. So you just see a lift and a drop, a hip lift and a hip drop, but you don't see the other hip doing the opposite movement. But if we're standing facing forward this way directly, you can see the hips alternating in their position, up and down. This movement originates from the oblique muscles. They are the muscles on our sides here, okay? So basically, one hip goes up to meet the rib cage. You need to imagine that your hip bone is lifting up to meet your rib cage. So this distance must be shorter. You cannot just drop your chest down. Your chest needs to be still 100%. This is only coming from your hip lifting. This closing of this gap is only from your hip lifting up. It's not from your chest going lower, okay? So chest in place and our hips are going up and down. My knees are straightening and bending to allow the change of range of motion. They are not pushing my hip up. It's not coming from straightening my knees. If I use my knees to push my hip, you can see the difference in the movement. My hips are swaying side to side rather than going up and down. Observe the difference. So this is my knees originating in the move, and then this is my hips or my oblique muscles rather. Okay? So I need you to make sure you understand the mechanics of the movements before you start practicing. Make sure it's coming from here and not from here, and not from lifting my feet off the floor. Lifting feet off the floor is one of the most common mistakes. Even I could say it's the most common on its own. In the beginners, they always use their feet to lift. You will see them do this and you will notice a bob in their body is bobbing up and down because it's not controlled. So I need you to control, I need you to isolate and practice, most importantly. Up, 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 up. I'm going to give you some exercises now to help you feel and connect with these muscles, because they are not muscles that we usually work with on a daily basis. So you could, first of all, stand on one leg. So basically, let's work on the right hip first. So you stand on your left leg, bend the knee slightly under your left leg, and then I need you to pick up your right leg off the floor, but I need you to freeze it in this position. You pick it up and you freeze it in this position. I need it to stay like this. And then I want you to use your oblique muscle to lift your hip closer to your chest. Do you see this move? This leg is not moving at all. It's being picked up by my oblique muscles. It's being dragged. Just relax it and think of it as lifeless. So up. It's coming from here. And make sure your left leg is slightly bent so you don't hurt your knee. Okay, up, up, up. Switch to the left, the same thing. Right leg bent slightly and lifting with the oblique muscles. If you see it from the side, it looks like this. Let's try the right hip first. Up, up, left hip, up. Okay? If you have poor balance, you can hold on to the wall or a chair or a table, any object that is steady near you. Also, you can do it on the floor this way. You just bend your legs down. You hover. You shouldn't go low completely. I'll show you from the side. Don't sit on your legs completely. Just hover up and lift, lift, lift. This locking of the legs allows you or forces your body to use the oblique muscles. So here, up, 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 up. Make sure you're not changing the level of your head. There's also one more exercise. We should lie on our side. So this way. And I need you to make this leg straight. Bend the one that you are sitting on. And this leg needs to be straight completely. Make sure you don't bend your knees during the movement and do not flex your foot. So I need you to bring your hip closer to your rib cage this way. It's coming from my oblique muscles. It's like you're pushing your hip bone inside your abdomen. Okay? This way. And you will feel the contraction. If you want to make the range bigger, just lie lower on the floor this way. And you will feel the range bigger. But it's easier if you're a little bit higher with your upper body. Make sure you're not flexing with your chest. Do not pick yourself up to make the gap smaller. Just use your leg. Okay? Perfect. Now I'm gonna play a rhythm. It's called side rhythm, which is one of the basic rhythms in belly dance, and we're gonna try to lift our hips according to the rhythms. If you're still not feeling comfortable with the movement, please pause the video here, continue practicing, and then come to this part because you don't want to rush yourself. Let's begin. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the basic posture. Knees bent, feet flat, pelvis tucked in, chest out, arms to the side, and let's go. Right and left, right and left. Let's do it a little bit faster. Right and left, right and left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see it from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay guys, this is the end of our class for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel and you speak English, not Arabic, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I have more classes in English, beginner friendly of course, coming for you. I'm going to be posting for my international viewers on Tuesdays and Fridays. Please let me know in the comments if you liked it and enjoyed the class. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.